action-packed days of every kind of truck you can dream of. It's all going down October 7th through the 10th. You'll see the Mega Truck Bad Boys National Championship Series race, the Custom Truck Show, the Fast Truck Racing Series, a huge swap meet and vendor row, the Stereo and Sound Competition, 4x4 Truck Tug of Wars, Burnout Contests, the Jeepers Obstacle Course, and more. And it's all being brought to you by Trucks Gone Wild. Advance tickets and sponsorship opportunities are available now at EastCoastTruckFestival.com. We'll see you at the East Coast Truck Festival at the historic Rockingham Speedway, October 7th through the 10th.
Boom. That's what's up right there. Nice little intro. Thanks to Christian Ledford. That has his little touches all over it. So anyway, welcome to the Monday night edition. It is Trucks Gone Wild Live. Thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. We got a special little show. We're going to update from everything from last weekend, and we're going to talk about everything coming up this weekend. Of course, sidekicks Matt Steele and Christian Ledford are in the house. Dang, I'm telling you what, man, all the auto comments are just rocking and rolling here tonight. So thanks everybody for tuning in, man. And again, thanks for chipping in and saying where you're from and what's going on. All the kudos. Got Daniel Thompson, Chris Giacconi. No dramas in the house tonight, man. Michael Suttner, he's on always on YouTube, so appreciate all that. Chad DeRitter is in the house tonight. So thanks again to everybody for tuning in. Matt Steele, Ledford, I'll turn it over to you guys, and you can kick things off in a good way for us.
Coming off a fun, wet weekend at Bricks Off-Road Park last weekend. Arguably, I don't even think it's arguably, the worst weather, the most rain we have seen coming into that event. And still, we managed to have a great time, and we are looking forward to telling you all about it in a couple of minutes.
Ledford.
Yes.
Oh, over to you, Ledford.
I had an interesting weekend, never a dull moment going to Bricks. So, we Chuck didn't make it. So it was just me, Matt, and Dirty Mike. It was our Make-A-Wish trip for Dirty Mike. And so we brought him. But so we flew into Belleville, Illinois instead of St. Louis. It's easy. We drove up. Matt met me at the house early that morning, and I had some tuna from Publix. So keep that in mind, right? And I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling this story now or not, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
That's fine.
Go for it.
So we go get to the airport. We fly to Belleville, Illinois. We drive all the way, and I'm feeling kind of whatever, you know what I mean? Just whatever. And they go, hey, we're going to meet you at this Mexican restaurant. And I use the term restaurant loosely, right? Oh. So we get there, and I'm not feeling good, Wister. I'm just not feeling good. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I think I got to shit, and I think I got to throw up.
And you were breaking out in a sweat.
Oh, shoot.
A little bit, yeah. So I go into the Mexican restaurant bathroom. It's suspect at best. I mean, it could be the worst bathroom ever, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not really feeling good, and do I want to do both of those in here? And I said no. So I go, well, let me go sit back down at the table, maybe get some food, maybe I'll feel better, whatever. So I sat down at the table, and right when I sat down, I'm like I'm not feeling good. And I grab the truck keys out of the thing, and I go, Mike, you might need to take me back to the hotel, right? So, and right when I said that, I go, I think I'm going to pass out. And then it started closing in, right? And I told Dave, and they were sitting across, and Matt was next to me. I told him, I go, it's closing in. And the next thing you know, there's salsa everywhere, right? Now, I can't account for the 30 seconds that I was out. Matt could probably fill in a little bit of what happened at that point.
I think it was closer to a minute, and it felt like half an hour, dude, because so you're like, hey, I'm not feeling good, and beads of sweat are coming out of your face, and you're kind of doing that. You're like, You looked at me. You're like, I'm a little dizzy. I'm like, all right. And I remembered. Now we got some food in the Sanford Airport as well, and Led got a Diet Mountain Dew, a 16-ounce bottle of Diet Mountain Dew at about 2:00 in the afternoon. We rolled into that Mexican restaurant at 9:30 p.m., losing an hour of travel time, and he still had that same bottle of Diet Mountain Dew with about a third of it left. That was all he drank all day. So there was some dehydration too. I'm no doctor. I'm just saying I think that was part of the problem too. So I get up. I'm like, all right, dude. So Mike gets up, and Mike's kind of holding Chris up to make sure he doesn't fall like on his face on the table, you know? And so Mike's like holding him and kind of like, you got this, dude, you got this. I get up, I go over to the bar, I go over to get a water and like a Coke or something. I just want to get some fluids over there, you know? And I'm walking back and Led's head is straight down on the table. And Mike's kind of like patting him and Dave's looking at him. I'm like, what the hell just happened? They're like, we think he's messing with us. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think he's messing with us. I think he passed the hell out. And so finally, a while, all of a sudden the head pops up and the arm goes straight out like a reverse clothesline, right? Hits the bowl of salsa. Salsa goes flying. And we're all like, what the hell just happened? Now he's stiff. And Led looks up. He's like, what the hell just happened? We're like, you just passed the hell out, you know? So that was a little scary. We laugh about it now because he's good and everything's fine. But it was a little bit. It was a weird way to kick off the weekend on Thursday night. Yeah.
So after that, I get up. I'm sweating balls. I'm white or gray, right? And I'm like, you know, crap. Look, so full disclosure, I've had a heart attack before. I got 3 stents put in. So I've got a heart condition, and the same thing kind of happened just like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, my whole thought is, do I really want to die in a shitty Mexican restaurant in Poplar Bluff, Missouri? And the answer to that is an astounding no. It's not, you know? So Chase calls the ambulance, right? Because he knows everybody there and they come to the park or whatever. So the ambulance is there in like 10 seconds. They walk me out and I'm just like, they do the EKG, they do the blood sugar, the whole deal. Everything's fine. So I'm like, okay, not having a heart attack, but I'm like, ooh, I really got to throw up. So they hand me this little ring, right? With like a blue trash bag thing that comes straight down. And when the body knows, as soon as they handed me that ring, it's like your butthole when you get home from a trip. Your butthole knows you're home.
It does.
My stomach knew that was a bag. And it was just like, threw up, whatever. Next one, a little bit more. And then the third one came out, and it was like a dam broke. And the EMT and the ambulance was like, holy shit. What the hell? So, but it was funny. Immediately after I threw it, it's like I felt like a new man. I felt better. I'm like, holy crap, that was it. And that was the start of our weekend.
That was Thursday.
Right.
Good. That was Thursday night. Good God.
Yeah. So
how did you feel when you woke up Friday?
Yeah.
Great.
I felt a lot better. I felt about 90%, you know, on Friday. But yeah, I made Dirty Mike. I didn't make Dirty Mike. He wanted to come back to the room with me. No homo, just come back to the room with me. And he was my wet nurse. Is that what you call it?
So he stayed with you just in case?
Yeah. Well, by staying with me, he went and drank beer in the lobby and texted me about every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, damn, dude, that's scary. I'm glad everything's okay, man.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was just food poisoning. What's funny is it's the second time I've had food poisoning when I go up there, or the third maybe.
When you go to Bricks?
Yeah, but it's not Bricks. Like the first time.
No, I know that. Yeah.
From a garage we went to, and I think the second time was at a Mexican place. I think the moral of the story is Mexican on the road, unless it's a big chain, it's
not a good idea.
A little tough, you know.
Jesus.
But no hospital, no nothing. Just
could have been the tuna. Could have been the tuna. I don't know.
It Publix tuna, and maybe some chicken tenders from the Sanford Airport, which sounds sketch when you say it out loud.
Well, let's talk. Hey, let's get off of Thursday. Let's talk about Friday and Saturday. Let's talk about the slew action. Let's talk about some tug of wars. Let's talk about what you guys were able to get done there while you were there this weekend.
We wake up Friday morning, And let's say we wake up early, but we're just sitting around because it's raining so hard. It's dark out and it's raining. And we're like, this is great. So I text Chase and Mud Tank Dave and Dirty Mike went out to the park. They went to breakfast at like 7 and they got out to the park a little bit earlier. So I text them. I'm like, all right, we're about to head out there. We're going to grab some food and head out. How are things? I get the same answer from everybody. Flooded. So it was so wet and so much water. And those of you that have been to Bricks like a couple of years ago when it flooded out, like if they've done a lot of improvements to that park. We got so much more rain this past weekend than we did back then. And it all held up. It was just flooding at different times because it would flood, the creeks would rise, you weren't able to cross the road, so everybody was kind of stuck in one spot. And then that water would go down and then it would start raining again, somewhere up north of there, and that water would come down and flood and then they'd go back up. The funny thing about this was, and I'm not going to go on for 10 minutes about that, you were kind of stuck in certain areas unless you had a super tall truck or a really jacked up side-by-side. Dude, it was so much fun. And hats off to the people that came out and hung out. I didn't get one complaint all weekend long. And you're kind of like, oh boy, I'm going to hear about this. Even though it's the weather, I can't do anything about it. People will complain about everything. Dude, nothing. You know what it was, dude? And somebody told me this some point throughout the day, and I don't know who it was, but they said, look, here's the deal. Anybody that was going to bitch about this stuff didn't come out. They're like, everybody else that is here is hardcore and they have fun no matter what the situation is. And that is an excellent example of that. I will say this, on Friday's events started on time. All of Saturday's events started on time. But the music did start a little bit late because there was some complications with that. But dude, I mean, everything had been getting rained on so much. And you're dealing with a lot of electronics, lights and sound, and then a lot of rain. That's a lot of fixing last minute. Everything else went off right on time without a hitch. They were fun. The slew was awesome. Happy hour in the Mudfield was great. The pools Saturday night were outstanding. So all in all, I mean, that's my recap on Bricks. I had an absolute blast. I got to hang out with a bunch of people, and we had a great time.
And you said you still had a good crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. It was. That September event has been waiting for the B12 shot to become or to take it to the next level. And this was the time, dude, because the marketing and the promotion, everything was there. Worcester, you saw it on the social media side. The interest was there. People were asking questions about it. And then if you looked at that forecast, or if your wife did on Wednesday, she was like, nah, we're not going. No, not all wives. Yeah. Most. And I think that's what happened. You lost the fair weather person that would come out. And I don't mean that in a bad way because, dude, I don't like being wet and cold either. It wasn't cold, but he got over being wet. We're like, the hell with it. Dude, we got the knee-high rubber boots to wear, for the weekend. Had them on all weekend. Announcing the slew. You had to watch where you stepped so the mud water didn't come over the top of the knee-high boots. It was that deep, dude.
Wow. That's what my next question was going to be. How was the slew with the higher water in it? You would think that extra buoyancy would make it even more awesome.
Probably one of the best ever, dude. It was awesome. Yeah. The slew was great.
Yeah, I figured so.
We did a competitor's choice that day because, you get a lot of the guys around there that do the slew when we go in there, and we always try to come up with a way and tell them how it's going to be run. And this time we were like, you know what? You guys are all here. You guys have all done this before. Most of you, not everybody had, but it's like, you guys decide. We don't care, whatever you want to do. The only thing I step in and say is there's not going to be any 15-minute time limits on anything. We're going to keep it tight and keep it moving. And they decided we ran it how they wanted it to. And in my estimation, it was one of the smoothest run slews we've ever done.
Did they do it the classic way?
No, they did just like we did in June.
Really? They liked it?
The docking method.
With everybody had a pair, a team.
We call it friendly fire.
Nice. I liked it.
It was good.
That's good. That's awesome. That means everybody enjoyed it in June. So that's a popular deal. So that's awesome.
Hey, so off the subject of that, I did see when Facebook was up and running that Randall was up there doing something, man. Randall with Outdoor With It, our Trucks Gone Wild family member that brings in the fencing for the tug of wars and has been working with us forever. They raised over $20,000 this weekend for wiping out breast cancer with an obstacle course, dude. Randall, awesome job.
Nice.
Proud of you, dude. And that's great work.
That is. Kudos to you and all your people that helped put that together. That's definitely a very, very big number. So, very cool.
Randall just doesn't ever sleep, dude. I don't know. He never goes to bed.
Yep. Well, let's talk all about the Rockingham event coming up this weekend. Big things happening in Rockingham, North Carolina. It's the championship weekend for the Mega Truck Bad Boys. We all know that, Saturday at noon. But what I failed to announce last week is that Speed51.tv is going to be live streaming the Mega Truck Bad Boys race at noon on Saturday. So for all those that won't be able to be up there, they will be able to live stream that event. Well, of course, we'll be posting up the links and everything, but it's just Speed51.tv. Instead of a .com or something like that. So that's really cool. They'll also be live streaming Sunday races and stuff for the people that like the truck and car racing around the Speedway on Sunday. So that's really cool, but it's really neat to have a professional group come in and they're really excited about doing this live stream for their Mega Truck racing. It's out of their genre. They do a lot of, speaking of which, they do a lot of derbies, smash up, crash up derbies. And it's one of the most popular things they do out of all the car racing and truck racing and stuff like that. It's kind of neat, but this will be the first like a mega truck race that they've ever done. So they're really excited about it. So that's cool.
That's cool. Glad to have them. I just think it's interesting when people are like, oh, it's so cool to have a professional video crew there that could get us maybe some people that have been on TV before. And I'm like, yeah, because there hasn't been one of those doing it the last 17 years. I'm not listen, Speed TV 51. Love you guys. That's awesome. I think it's great. I'm just making a joke. I'm just saying. It's like hello, hey, whatever.
Yeah, I got it. But but it's exciting to do that and have everything going on that weekend. I think the big rigs that are going to be doing the exhibition race on Sunday, something I've never seen before. I'm really excited about that. Of course, I've gotten a lot of inquiries about the Burnout Competition that we're going to be doing Friday night. They want to know if they're going to be able to be doing donuts and stuff, or are they just going to have to stand still and just burn it down, hook to something, that kind of thing. No, we're going to have that a nice area at the start-finish line, so they're going to be able to whip it around and nudge it up against the wall and burn it down or do whatever. So I think all that's very cool. That's going to be something unique. But
thank you, Chris.
And the truck show. I think the truck show is going to be really cool to see all the big trucks, lean trucks, all that. Oh, so hopefully we'll see some good old school classic trucks and stuff. I think even Twitty's going to bring one of his badass square bodies there.
Ooh, nice.
Yep.
Hey, I'm glad you explained that about the Burnout, because I knew what you were talking about and I knew what they were going to do and everything. But yeah, if it was like, because that's kind of a recent thing. Last couple years or so going on around the States anyway, right? We used to watch some wicked stuff. Was it out of Australia or wherever they used to do that?
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then that kind of came over here, and that's cool because years ago they would do the burnouts where you would just pull up to the block and you would just do a burnout sitting still. And it's like, I'll watch that twice.
Right.
And then I'm in the concession stand line, right? But that's it. So.
No, I think the fact it's going to be a nice area, and they'll be able to whip it around and do figure eights and donuts and whatever they want to do to actually put on a little bit of a show. So it'll be a little bit more driving, and whipping around. I think that'll be a lot more fun for the spectators and the drivers versus just hooking to a big truck and just lighting it up until the the tires catch on fire. I think it'll be pretty neat. So excited about that.
It's funny when years ago people would refer to the tug of wars, like at the nightclub. They're like, "Yeah, you guys going to do the burnout contest?" I'm like, "What? No, we do tug of wars." They're like, "Yeah, that's what I'm talking about." I'm like, "All right." I'm like, we're talking about the same thing, but we're calling it something different,
Yep.
So, but
there's Twitty right there. He says he's bringing squares.
Good.
Yep. Cool. He's got some really nice ones too.
About 50.
Yeah, but he's got some really nice ones. So that's pretty cool. Thanks to him for doing that. But a lot going on this weekend. I'm excited about that. I'll be heading up there early Wednesday morning to be there at lunch. Be meeting the track crew and everything there. Be building the track all Wednesday and Thursday. And so hopefully everything's going to go well. So if anybody's got any questions, right now is the time to ask them.
Wister, while the millions submit their questions about this weekend, let me ask you, what is the Wednesday in the life of Wister going to be? Do walk me through what you're predicting on Wednesday.
For this Wednesday?
Yeah, you're going to get there and be like, okay.
Well, no, I'm breaking the mold, man. I'm breaking the mold. You guys know, all my close friends know that I stay up late and I get up late. So Worcester typically day doesn't start till 9 or 10 o'clock, and sometimes, if I'm really lazy, I mean, it could go a little later than that. But this time I'm actually going to have to leave the house probably by 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So I know don't spit out your coffee or drink there, Matt, but I'm going to have to leave for North Carolina about 7 o'clock in the morning. I've got to get there at lunch, and then all afternoon I'll be either driving a dump truck, a loader. No, I won't be drinking. But I'll be doing something mechanically, moving barriers, doing something. I'll be helping out. So, yeah.
Good.
Tommy Shingleton, motel reservations. There are several. Just go to hotels.com and type in Rockingham, North Carolina, and there are several hotels in that area right there close to the place. Within 5 or 6 miles.
You'll notice most of them are full.
What's the place up by going towards Pinehurst, that town?
I'm not sure. I don't know all the.
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, yeah. There's a ton of hotels there. There's not that many hotels in Rockingham proper with available rooms, but going the other way, which is about the same distance as going into Rockingham from the track, there's a ton of hotels in the other town.
Yeah, Aberdeen is one town, and I can probably pull up my maps from. It probably still has it on there from earlier when we were looking. So,
well, I've stayed in Rockingham a few times, and I've stayed in the Fairfield Suites there. I've stayed in the Holiday Inn Express there, and I've had other friends that have stayed in other motels. So, not sure about all the hotels. I know there are several, but whether they have rooms still or not, I don't know.
There's plenty of rooms in Aberdeen and Southern Pines.
Yeah.
So we were on that. We were on that today looking. There's only a handful. The ones that we found in Rockingham, every room we found in Rockingham today was a king bed. So if you wanted a double or two queen or two doubles or two queens, I couldn't find any of those. But you're looking Aberdeen and Southern Pines. You're looking at 20 minutes down the road. That's no big deal,
Yep.
Gotcha.
And there were plenty. So,
Mark Costello says, "How many trucks will be there?" Gazillion. No, as far as the mega truck series, it's going to be great. I mean, there'll be plenty of 1-ton trucks and plenty of mega trucks going there. I will tell you that this will be the first time that we've seen Animalistic and Matt Newell and No Mercy going at it again.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, Matt Newell has announced last week or so that he was coming down to race. And so this will be the first time that those two guys have raced each other in a long time, since Dirty Motor Truckers, I believe. I don't think they've been at the same track since. So I'm excited about that. Matt Newell was he the only one to beat Lieback?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So plus he's got the newer motor set up in it this time, and but there's going to be a lot of good trucks. And then as far as the truck show, I don't know. We kind of teamed up with Plan B, Rob, on that, and he's got a lot of interest on his end, and had plenty of people reach out to him saying they were bringing all those fancy big trucks up there. So I know American Force is going to be there. They're going to have some trucks there, and so it should be pretty cool. I hope to have 100 show trucks, and I hope to have 40 mega trucks racing. So
Worcester, I hope you have 500 show trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just no telling. I mean, it's a brand new event, so it's hard to say.
I hope each element of the event has somebody organizing it, not me.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the truck show, it has somebody heading that up, and of course, Wes is heading up the racing side, and so we have very capable people doing both that have plenty of experience with both truck show and truck race. So.
I love the idea that you brought up between Matt Newell and Chris Lieback, because it's fun to talk to both of them about the other. There is nothing but respect for the other between those two guys, man. It's really cool. Like, you'd be talking to – I've known Shoot, I bet we've probably known Matt Newell longer than we've known Chris Lieback, and we've known Chris for what seems like ever.
Yep.
And you talk to these guys, and it's just conversational because we've known them so long. Now it's like, with Lieback, with a new addition to the family and all that, you're always like, hey, how's the family? You get past that, and it's like you're talking to Chris Lieback, and Matt Newell's name will come up, and Chris is always like, man, he's like that dude's got his stuff figured out. And the same deal when you talk to Matt Newell. So
yeah.
It's very cool.
I don't know if David Tyson is going to be able to make it this weekend or not. He is one guy that I haven't talked to yet to see if he's going to make the trip. But it would be cool if he would be there in his new truck too, because those are probably, as far as winning races, those are probably the 3 winningest racers right now.
Well, you can probably start adding Joe Helton's name to that list too, by the looks of things over the last couple of events, right? Hasn't he been the live entertainment truck?
Oh, yes, yeah. yes. You are exactly right. Yes, he is one. He has done very well with that brand new truck. I mean, he's still getting. We all know he can drive. I mean, we've all seen it firsthand, and now he's got even a better bullet, to sit on and ride. And I have no doubt in my mind, once he gets used to everything in that new truck, that he is going to be a major force to be reckoned with. So, that's good point there, Matt.
Hey, Denver was out there at Bricks. Denver counts, man. Says, Matt and Chris, did you get the water out of your clothes from this past weekend? Well, I probably still have some laundry to do, but man, Denver, you were there. We just had a great time, and thank you guys for coming out and being a part of it, as you guys always do. We appreciate that, and just a good time. So I was looking at that, and I was looking at some of the other ones. Is it Hal Laird? Is that who it was asking? He's asked about 20 questions about the Boondocks, but what's going on this weekend? It was Laird was the last name. I don't know. I'm going on memory. I wish I knew. I really don't know. I know that we have a Boondocks event scheduled for next April, and I hope they have a great event this weekend. I don't know what's going on because we're going to be busy up in North Carolina. So what I'm saying is I can't answer your question because I don't really know. But I think Randall was like, yeah, check out their website or the Facebook page. That's the best bet. Amanda runs that. She's very informative. You can get all the information you need on their Facebook page for sure.
Do what?
Worcester, someone was asking what kind of track the racetrack was going to be. Is it going to be a dirt track, mud track, both track? What's going to be?
Yeah. It really depends on the weather, on how wet it will be. But no, it's going to be a standard obstacle course track. I mean, we're going to use up that whole area that we've got, and we're going to build the biggest track we can build within that area. But I think it'll be, if I had to guess, it'll be a 40-second track, in that range. I don't think it's going to be this long, long track by any means, but of course it'll have jumps and turns in it just like every other. But it's going to be brand new, and West builds tracks, and so it'll be something cool and unique.
I saw on Dirty Mutter Truckers several times where Wes was the best track builder in the country, and that was said on TV, so it must be true.
Absolutely true. That's right.
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, we were talking about Matt Newell was at Barnyard. Okay, cool.
Sometimes it's fun when there's a pause. Sometimes it's fun to just be silent, just to see how long it lasts.
You just let it sizzle. Just let it burn. Yeah. Burn for a while. Let it marinate.
I'm going make it in. What does that mean?
That means he's going to be there with his truck.
I thought it was me.
No.
My reading is slurred.
No, I think it's going to be a great weekend. If anybody got any last minute questions, if not, then we'll talk a little bit about Plant Bamboo. Yeah.
Worcester, can people buy advance tickets?
Yeah, they can. At the eastcoasttruckfestival.com website if they want to, but they can just pay at the gate at this point. Maybe easier to do that.
What time are gates on Friday?
Gates open Thursday at lunchtime. We'll keep them open, try to accommodate everybody coming in late on Thursday. A lot of people are going to be trying to get there early so they can get, their preferred spot in the infield camping area. Everybody wants to get where they want to get and get next to who they want to get next to. But Friday, the gates open back at 9:00 and they'll be open all day. So
Wister, what is the cooler rule for people coming in? I'm getting a lot of questions about that.
Oh yeah, you can do whatever. Coolers are welcome, just like any other Trucks Gone Wild event.
Okay.
Yeah, but but some of the vendors will, at the party area, the pit party where we're gonna, whatever it's named, they will be selling beer and stuff out there too. So if people don't have a cooler right next to them, they'll be able to buy beer there at the track.
Okay. I got that asked a couple times only because this is a new style thing that we're involved in, and as in with most of the questions that I've gotten, I've just kind of sent them to you.
Yeah.
So
coolers are welcome. We're not trying to do anything different and trying to, how that goes, dude. Remember, we've been to some events in the past, and they say, hey, no coolers in this area right here where everybody's going to be, and you're going to be there for the next 4 hours. That doesn't work too well. So no, coolers are welcome. Only
at nightclubs.
I think the biggest question that I have gotten, fellas, is about the, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and golf carts. You're not going to have just free reign to drive anywhere and everywhere inside and outside the track. You can bring, whatever you need for transportation, but, you'll come into this, if you're out parking or camping outside of the Speedway, you'll be able to drive whatever into the Speedway, and then there'll be areas where you go park your stuff. Now, the racers are the only exception to that rule. The racers, they can use theirs to, move their stuff around, take their generator and gas cans and, whatever they need to their trucks and stuff like that. But outside of that, it's just designed, you're welcome to bring anything, but it's only for transportation, really inside and outside, to get from inside to outside or vice versa, getting in and out of the Speedway.
What about the professional camera crew that's been on television for the better part of 20 plus years that people conveniently forget about from time to time? Are they going to have access in their vehicle to drive around?
Now, are you talking about Trucks Gone Wild?
Yes.
Yes, they will have carte blanche. They'll have VIP. They'll have VIP credentials to go anywhere and everywhere. You'll be able to race. You'll be able to race around the Speedway in whatever rental car y'all have.
We don't want to do that. We just want the Ashley Schaefer treatment.
Yes.
Got our name on the damn building.
Wister.
Yes.
Something that people need to keep in mind is that, look, there's a lot of people involved. This is an all-new event for everybody. It's a Wister Witchy production. It's a Rockingham production. It's an Eddie production. It's a Plan B production. Trucks Gone Wild's involved in it. Look, if you have the time of your life and this is something awesome, we want all the credit as Trucks Gone Wild. Everybody else can just, whatever. But if you have just an okay time and, great and everything's cool, you know what I mean? And you want to complain about something, it's a Wister Ritchie production. Just call Wister about it. So
yeah. Great job, fellas. Thank you so much.
Dude, hey, look, this is how we do it.
I know. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
This is how we do it. A CEO that we used to do stuff for always would say, it says, you find a good parade and you just get out in front of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I want to say this on a side note real quick. I believe Art Pfeiffer said that I may be the most handsome man he's ever seen in his life. I don't know why he thinks that, but he clearly said that in his text tonight. So
hey, he's just blowing $20.
Art, your used socks and undies are in the mail.
I'm gonna see Art in Mississippi in a few weeks.
Man, this is
I'm going up to hang. Well, he told me, Matt. He told me that if I would come to Mississippi and hang out with him again, that he and his wife would cook me dinner again, like they did at West Georgia.
Man.
And I said, Art, that's all you had to do, brother, is you cooking for me, and just remember that dairy free. I can't have, but those. Steaks are dairy-free, bread's dairy-free, and whatever that delicious mushrooms contraption that your wife made, that was dairy-free. I'm telling you what, brother, I will see you soon. How about that?
Well, let me ask you this. What about the dairy-free banana pudding?
I didn't eat the banana pudding because it's not dairy-free, but I wanted to.
That banana pudding.
Yes, I know. Everybody bragged about it. That and they had, what, it was a bread pudding, wasn't it? They had bread pudding too?
I don't know. It had deliciousness. So Denver's like, Matt, what's up with the zip tie the last few weeks? That's a good question. I don't really know, but I got a Dirty Mike koozie and a zip tie in front of me, and this would look kind of awkward if I was doing this. So I'm using the zip tie. It's kind of like my scepter. It's like I'm so nervous being on camera and doing this live thing. I'm very nervous. I have to do something with my hands, so I get the zip tie out.
See, AJ agrees. He knows can't beat steak night at Art's. That's right. Yeah, Art and Renee, they know how to hook a brother and sister up. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, very good.
Hey,
Speaking
Art.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. Let me just get this out real quick. Art, next time that you see us, dude, just be sure to get us an invoice for whatever the meal is, and we'll get that over to Worcester, and we'll get that handled.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. That's right. Hey, it was worth every penny. No doubt about it. I'll go get me a third job for that.
Don't give Mud Tank Dave the invoice.
Don't give Mud.
Make sure it goes to Worcester.
Yeah.
No, Mud Tank Dave, you hand him an invoice and you pay him. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
He's like, he says it says $400. Give me the $400.
Yeah.
It's only true because it's true.
True. Right.
And funny. Yeah.
Hey, Scott Brickle wants to know, how was the Bricks cruise?
Scott Brickle, dude, it was awesome, man. Scott, we missed you, dude. Apparently you missed the first 15 minutes of the show. Well, actually the first 20. The first 10 were spent talking about Chris's experience at the Mexican restaurant there in Poplar Bluff. And then the next 10, we went over how much fun we had there, Scott. And Scott Brickle, I will tell you this, hats off to your staff. They are awesome. They handled everything. And they are wonderful people. And, you know, I was sitting out on the dock tonight with Julie a little bit earlier, and we were just we hadn't seen each other in like 4 days, and we were kind of catching up on everything that we missed out on. And I was telling her about Bricks, and she goes, man, you speak so positively, not only about that event, but about the people that are involved in it. And I said, you know, we have had the good fortune of becoming very good friends with some of the venue owners that we work with. And the Brickles are they're not alone at the top, but they're at the top of the list. You know what I mean? They're just wonderful people. The staff is great. So Scott, you need to know that about your staff. Love those guys. And I can't wait to keep working with you guys for 50 more years.
Yes.
Yeah. Pablo, that's what he does.
What were you going to say, Ledford?
Well, I was going to say two things, but speaking of Scott texted me and he goes, well, he said something about, you know, well, at least we know the park can handle the water. And I go, I texted him back. I go, hey, the dude that won the slew, on the side of his truck, it said Arc Off-Road. I said, not to be confused. I said he had a bunch of pairs of animals in his truck. I said, but it's not to be confused with Mid-Arc Off-Road. It was just Arc Off-Road. But look, dude, here's the deal. Bricks is so much fun. With that much water and the condition it was in, those people just had a blast, dude. Everybody was smiling and carrying on and just having fun. And it was just mud everywhere and fun. And you could still get around, which, you know, it was the whole thing, the new road system and everything. You could still get around. You know, to cross the river, you might have had to have some bigger tires, but it was a blast for what it was, for sure. For sure. Oh,
here. Yes.
Oh, one more thing. So like I said, Dirty Mike came with us. He did a great job for once. But big things to come in 2022. We're gonna bring some things back with Dirty Mike. We're gonna get Dirty Mike involved heavily. I didn't talk to him, and big contest news coming up featuring Dirty Mike too.
Yeah. Yep.
High stakes gambling coming up pretty soon. So
nice.
So that being said, Worcester, you mentioned skipping forward a little bit and getting to Plant Bamboo, because it's funny that you mentioned that, because tomorrow, Chris, I have the props ready in the garage as we speak. I've got the high-tech iPhone 7 Plus ready to shoot the video tomorrow. And I'm going to shoot a video tomorrow promoting the flotilla or the regatta or the floating event, whatever you want to call it, at Plant Bamboo coming up this October 21st through the 24th. I'm going to shoot that video tomorrow for marketing and promotion purposes. And I'm just letting you guys know right now, if you're ready to see the 237th best promotional video Trucks Gone Wild has ever shot, I'm doing that one tomorrow, dude.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Not the best, not the worst, somewhere in the middle. Doing it tomorrow.
The way our luck's going is we're gonna go into a drought in the next 2 weeks, and the river and the lake over there is gonna be dry, and we can't float anything. We're gonna be begging for rain.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny because the barn rained, right? But that was all good. And I've seen bits and pieces of the recap video from the barn. It looks really good. Very happy with that. And then Bricks had arguably the most rain that we've ever seen, but the event still went good. There's rain in the forecast this weekend. I don't give a damn. You know why? Because I'm sure there's somewhere to hide under rain at a track like that, right? You know, I don't know. I'm sure there is. Haven't been there before, but I'm just going to be optimistic about it. And we're going to have fun no matter what. And yeah, moving forward to Bamboo, dude. A lot of talk about Bamboo. Been talking with Aaron. A lot of people checking in. His ticket giveaway things always go good online. And I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people have been asking about that one. So I really have a good feeling about that. So that's a great time of year to do it. We look forward to it.
That'll be a great event. No doubt about it. And a lot of people love that place because it just has such good mud. So
it's the most anywhere. Now, I will say this past weekend at Bricks may have had just as much mud as Bamboo.
Right.
Maybe. They don't ordinarily, and that's not a slam on Bricks. That's just talking. I'm just being honest. I keep it real with you. But, yeah, they may have had as much mud as Plant Bamboo this past weekend with 6 or 7 inches of rain or whatever it was. So,
yeah. Cool deal.
Crazy.
All right, so we got a lot to look forward to this weekend, and then a couple of weeks after that, we're going to be headed to Okeechobee, Florida for Plant Bamboo. Man, I tell you what, we got a lot going on here, and like Matt and Chris both said, man, we're going to finish this year strong. Lots of great events coming up with Redneck Mud Park, Twitty's Mud Bog, and then, of course, ending the year at the barn again with one final big truck party there. So it's a lot going on, but hope to see several of you guys this weekend at Rockingham. And Matt, Chris, you guys got anything to wrap things up with? Or
hey, so Chris was talking about big things coming up in the future, you know, with Dirty Mike. And I honestly thought he was talking because we were kind of coming out of a Bricks thing. When we release the new schedule for next year, we are changing things up pretty not drastically, but quite a bit at Bricks at the June event. Got some new stuff. Ideal. We're just waiting for things to fall into place. I think that you guys are all going to be very happy with how we kind of shuffle things around and the new things that we do. And I cannot wait to tell you all about it. And that will be here before too long because all the dates and everything. I mean, I've been talking to you guys about this over the last couple of weeks. I think we're good probably right from, I mean, once we get that, we don't have the January barn date locked in, but there will be one. It'll either be the 22nd or the 29th. Right. So, I mean, it's one of those two. So it doesn't really matter. But the rest of the dates around the country that we do through June, through the beginning of June, are pretty much in place as we speak. And probably 80% of the rest of them as well. So still waiting to hear back from a few things, but we're just so busy with events back to back to back like we are right now. But we'll get you guys those dates as soon as we can because we know a lot of people have to request time off work and all that. And we appreciate that. But we'll get them to you.
Cool. All right, Ledford, you got anything?
No, I'm just happy to be alive.
Good. We're glad.
And we're happy that you are alive.
Yes, we are. He's back.
Dude, there was a time, right, on Thursday night, about 10 seconds after he passed out, that I'm like, good Lord, dude. I was like, Chuck couldn't make it this weekend due to some circumstances. We're up here. Chris is going to be in the hospital all weekend. It's basically Dirty Mike and Matt Steele have to make this weekend happen, you know, and that's a tall order.
Yeah, that would have been tough. Yeah.
But I pooped and threw up, and it was all good.
You rose again like a mighty phoenix, you did.
Yeah.
Look, when you have to make shit happen. You just really, literally make shit happen. And it's
That's right.
We're good
And you
to go.
you do it out of your mouth and your anus.
All right. Great way to finish the night up, guys. Great
Yeah,
way.
I thought too. Inspirational
Great way.
enough to get
Yeah. Let me ask these few people that we still got online with us. Please let's get those 7 or 8 shares, man. We got to get those 7 or 8 shares each and every show. So down at the bottom of the screen, hit that share button and share it to your timelines or groups or wherever else. We always appreciate those shares so much. So
Mister,
anyway, yeah.
are we done?
Yeah.
I was just starting to have fun.
Yeah, we're done. I got shit to do, man. I got shit to do.
No drama. Tim wants to hang out and hang out with us all night and keep commenting and stuff. And you're letting No Drama Tim down.
No, he's saying he wants to hang out with me this weekend, is what he's saying.
No.
Yeah, he's excited. I had good conversation with him last week, and he's real excited about seeing me this weekend. So it's going to be going down this weekend. Yes.
Is there going to be Worcester night at Rockingham? Will the Rock meet the Ham?
No, I don't see it happening. I don't.
Why?
Because I actually have to do something every day. I don't think I will be able to.
Do you see this? Do you see what's going on with Worcester now? Now that he's got some event involvement, he's got to be all serious, right? And he can't do Worcester night. Dude, he comes to Boondocks. You know what I mean? He comes to any other event. Oh, it's Worcester night every night.
No, I still will stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning. I just don't think there'll be a Worcester night is next level stuff. So I'll still be staying up late. No, I won't be going to bed at 10:30 like you guys do.
You come to a Trucks Go Wild event, you have Worcester night, you wake up hungover, and you leave. That's what you do on Saturday. It's like, hey, it's 11:30 in the morning. Oh, Worcester's gone.
Hey, that only happened one time. And the only reason it happened is because I was only an hour away from home, too.
Once is enough for me to kick that horse to death.
I know. It's all good.
Worcester, you're not new to this company. You know we will beat that joke into the ground.
There are several jokes still surfacing around all the time. That's right. So, all right, listen. Thanks, guys. Appreciate everything you do. And
look, dude. Tim wants to stay up. Tim, you want to stay up for a couple more hours with the 3 of us, right?
And you can with the 2 of you. No, I can just hop off the screen. You guys can just go at it. You don't need me.
Michael Sutner wants to do some shots. Yeah. I'm not a hard sell.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to let you guys just run it out as long as you want to. So it's totally up to you.
See?
You can stay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I'm
listen.
so excited. It's like when I wear my Art Pfeiffer shirt. It's like I'm working out and burning calories when I'm standing still. So yeah, I'm worn out.
Yeah.
Art has worn me out tonight.
Man.
Whoa.
What? Okay. Listen, let's end on that. Thanks for all those shares, guys. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. And look at that. Gary Pierce is saying Worcester the Wimp. Man, you didn't have to say that. Golly.
You know,
hurts my feelings, man.
But a lot of times Gary is a voice of reason, and he's a voice of truth.
Yes, I see. All right, listen. Thanks to you two. Thanks to everybody else that tuned in tonight. We certainly appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing everybody this weekend that we can at Rockingham. So with that being said, good night, guys. We'll talk to you soon.